welcomes back to the province, and you see that Premier McGuinty is called a by-election or two by-elections. And our guest now is Alan Small, the leader of the Libertarian Party. Welcome, Alan. Welcome to the show, Graham. It's great to have you here on this Friday. Joe Warmington here. I'm a columnist with the Toronto Sun. And I don't know if we met before. I don't think so. But
I don't think so.
But the question is, the fact, when is Alan Small, leader of the Libertarian Party, going to become a household name? And why is it that in Ontario, when you have an election, why is it the Liberals, Progressive Conservatives, and NDP, and I guess you could say the Green Party has one seat in Ottawa, but why is it that way? And why can't the Libertarian Party make some inroads? Tell me, if you know, what the reasons are.
Well, I think the primary reason is that we haven't yet had a candidate in every single riding across the province. And in fact, that's exactly what we're trying to do. And if we can get that full slate, as we call it, then I think the media will have to pay attention to us, because when it comes to close, we're pretty realistic. We're not going to form the government immediately, but in close races, we will have an impact if we are in every single riding across.
Well, one thing I hear in newsrooms and also in bars are people say, I'm a libertarian. What is a libertarian?
Well, the people in my party, we believe that people should have choices in their lives. In fact, that's our motto, the party of choice. And they should be able to control their own lives as much as possible. And we also believe that the government has an important role to play in our lives, but that role needs to be strictly limited to protecting our rights, that is, life, liberty, and property.
So does it mean privatized health care? Does it mean privatized policing, that kind of thing? Or could it lead to some more of that?
Well, let's stick to health care. Policing is something that I don't think the government can do policing fairly well. I think most people will go along with the fact that there is a single police force, and I don't think anyone would really gripe about paying into a police force as long as the police do what they're supposed to be doing. But as far as healthcare is concerned, I mean, would you like just one single flavor of ice cream? Why is it that there's only one place to go for healthcare, and that is literally the government store? Why can't we have many more options?
416-872-1010, Star Talk on your cell. You can text at 71010. Alan Small, leader of the Libertarian Party, is with us. You may have a question for him. There's these by-elections. I don't understand these people that run for office, get elected, and then retire in office. To me, right off the bat, they should be told to stay. They should have to give back all the money. It just seems so wrong to me. If you've committed to this and people have actually drag their butts out to vote for you.
I think the two cases, that's the two by-elections you're talking about. Ms. Whitmer was given an offer she couldn't refuse from Premier McGuinty to be in charge of what's it called, the WSIB. And Greg Cervera, well, he's been there a long time, and
neither other should have run before, and you shouldn't be allowed to get a job with the government once you're in government, in my view, until you've retired or you're out of it a couple of years. But anyway, we've got a caller here for Alan Small on the show, Graham, on News Talk 1010. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Alan talks about flavors of ice cream. With his analogy, we should be able to privatize the police. Why don't we can have different police forces in different communities. Have an Italian police force, a French police force, a Middle Eastern police force. No, the government has to do certain things, and these libertarians go too far in the other direction. I understand that the government should have its place in our lives, but the libertarians want to privatize and get rid of all or most government interventions in our lives. It's not going to work. That's why they don't get votes.
Well, no, I don't think that's true. I haven't used the word privatized yet, have I? What we'd like to do, what we'd like to see is that there were options available. So one of the things, for example, that we'd love to get rid of is the LCBO. But even without getting rid of it, I'd like to see the option of other places allowed to sell liquor, wine, and beer. I mean, why can't they at least compete with the LCBO? We don't want to privatize the LCBO necessarily. Let them do their thing. But I think that
Well, let me ask you a question. Thanks for the call, Jeff. Let me ask you a question, Alan Small, leader of the Libertarian Party. I was thinking about this, the LCBO. Is it the same cost for hooch in Toronto as it is in Kenora at the LCBO?
Pretty much.
Now, how is that fair when somebody in Kenora is not earning what somebody here is earning, perhaps?
Well, that's a very good question. In fact, the Auditor General in his last report did a wonderful analysis of the cost and the added cost that the government puts on to liquor, wine, and beer, and then that, of course, is the social cost, they say, because if you make it high enough, the price high enough, then people just won't be able to afford it.
And yet they have record profits there. They have more people buying it. They compete against Ontario wines, that kind of thing?
I don't think they compete against Ontario wines because the government sets the price. You cannot have a sale, for example, on at least not the kind of sale you see in the States where they actually have a real sale. You may get $1 off on a bottle here or there when you go to the LCBO, but you don't get a real good sale.
Okay, let's take a time out for time saver traffic. Thank you, Maggie. 416-872-1010. Start talking your cell. Text 71010. Alan Small, leader of the Libertarian Party, and I'm sort of introducing you to some of the listeners that don't know you, Alan. What is your day job? What is your background?
Actually, I was a teacher for 35 years, a high school teacher, and I'm now retired and doing this as a full-time job.
Let me read you this quote here from Premier McGuinty. I can't invest in 6 new kindergarten programs and increase teachers' pay. I can't continue to build new schools and increase teachers' pay. I can't keep class sizes down so our kids get individual attention and increase teachers' pay. And you're a teacher. Are you telling me the Libertarians are going to get teachers backing you?
No, we're not going to have. Let's put it this way. When I started teaching, I was reluctantly joining the union, and for the whole of my career, I was always, I've been.
You weren't popular in the staff room, but that's why you're the leader of the Libertarian Party. Yeah. And we'll come back to the LCBO in a second. Let's take a call. Kyle, welcome to the showground.
Hey, Joe. I love the late shift with you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just wondering.
I'm not as nervous on the late shift as I am driving this boat here in the prime time. Anyway, you're on with Alan Small.
Well, Alan, I'm just curious. If the Libertarian Party is able to win a by-election, how will they be able to kind of use that to grow, and what would be the kind of long-term plan? I mean, obviously you want to win more and more seats, but what would how do you think you would use that one seat to make
go ahead, let him answer the question. Go ahead.
I think the simplest answer is yes, one seat we're not going to be able to change much, but we'll support whoever comes along with doing, for example, an across-the-board spending freeze. I mean, Dalton McGuinty wants to eliminate the deficit, and yet every year, it's a 5-year plan, but every year that he says he's going to eliminate the deficit, we're still adding to the deficit. So by the time 2018 rolls around,
I think the public, go ahead. 2018, what's it going to be? We talked about this in the last show. I mean, we're heading to bankruptcy on paper,
for sure,
and nobody cares. And the thing is, they've had a chance to throw out Premier McGuinty, and they didn't do it. These by-elections will be interesting. It seems that it comes down to they're really, in the public's view, at least so far, there's no one to replace him in their view. I don't think that Tim Hudak or Andrea Horath would agree with that.
One of the things with Tim Hudak is that he didn't really he was just another version of Dalton McGuinty, and they really didn't do a very good job of defining themselves as being different.
See, they're also they're owed and they're owned by people. And by corporations and that kind of thing, and that's why they're conflicted. And you wonder why nothing happens. Well, because it goes against their sugar daddies.
Well, take a look. I mean, we have such a large public sector workforce in Ontario, and all of those people, plus their families and extended families, they all vote for the government just to make sure that the public sector is protected, and that's a huge literally they have a vested interest in keeping the Liberals there.
Sure. Is there room this is the last point. Is there room very quickly in the libertarian movement for some sort of no?
Yes, there is. But our point is that the government continue to grow by taking our responsibilities away. They don't purposefully remove our freedoms. They grow as they take on more responsibility. They require more tax revenue, and that gives us less discretionary income, and that takes away our economic freedom. What we, the Libertarians, want to do is give back economic freedom to the population of Ontario.
Well, listen, we're Alan Small, leader of the Libertarian Party. Thank you. I'd like to have you back on the late shift, and we'll talk some more.
Excellent.
Oh, actually, you can hang on a sec. We got one more call here, and then I thought we were taking a break here, but we're still going. Craig, welcome to the showground.
How you doing?
Doing great. You're Alan Small still with us.
Hi. Yeah, I think that part of the problem is that anybody that decides to take on cleaning up the house is going to take a death pill politically. So nobody wants to do it. That's the problem. Nobody is man enough to stand, or woman enough, I guess.
Well, Mike Harris gave it a shot, and look what happened there.
Well, that's exactly it. We need someone that has the guts to stand up and say, enough's enough, let's get this done, and if that ends up killing me politically, so be it.
Yeah, the truth is Mike Harris actually grew the government. He didn't do what he said he was about to do. I actually voted for Mike Harris way back then, and it turned out that the government actually grew as a result of Mike Harris. So he didn't.
But he did make some cuts.
He made some cuts, but he made some very bad amalgamations.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. The Toronto amalgamations.
But anyway, that shows you right there. I mean, that's a whole other topic, but it gives you an idea of how we don't really know what anyone's doing, and the public's tuning out now, guys, is because they don't know who stands for what or what anything means, because there's an answer on every side of it. So, but it's an excellent point. We are going to take a break now. Thank you, Craig, for the call, and Alan Small. Good luck in these by-elections, and stay in touch with us.
Thank you very much.